What's up, it's Nez, and welcome back to The Letter, everyone! Last episode, we had a little personal talk with Marianne, and well, we may be rethinking our whole marriage with Luke. But quite frankly, I like to ship Hannah with Zach. But right now, we have to prepare for some sort of party going on tonight. The scene outside the parlor is a great organized mess. Aside from our own household help, we hired the service of a temp agency which provides staff for Right Enterprise in the hospitality sector. Even our very skilled staff cannot undertake a party of this size on their own. Waiters, busboys, hostesses, and their staff captains move about in droves, carrying crockery and serveware good for several dozen people and then some. Chefs and bartenders tail after Johans, looking like scared little children, as he escorts them through the kitchen and into the wine cellar. I don't think you want to escort them into the wine cellar, Johans. There's someone there. To peruse the stocks, to select what can be served at a party and what can be used for cooking.
No! We have a lot to do, and I believe we did not hire snails.
Someone looks like they've taken after Luke.
Snails are for the dishes.
A string quartet readies to play for the evening, tuning their instruments as they fill the air with idle chatter. Floral decor worth thousands fill vases, wreaths, and baskets, while petals are scattered along the driveway front. An ice sculpture of a reindeer is brought in carefully by a pair. It is followed by a simple cake, just a 5-tier white chiffon one with white chocolate mousse, fresh berries, and a light dusting of edible gold leaf. Yep, just simple. But despite the fact that I told Marianne how I will attend to all of this, I find myself unable to focus or care for any of it. I still have our discussion running in my mind, and looking at all of this, I only see Luke everywhere. These are all the grand things that Luke wanted to have for a party. I had wanted a small, elegant, and simple gathering with only a select few invited, namely the people I would actually trust to enter my home. I did not want any bloody politicians or paparazzi in here, no matter how used I am to catering them.
At least be here for your party. Damn it, Luke.
Oh, come on, Luke, I hope you die. The entire thing screamed Luke right. And I can't help but add another question to my growing list of queries. When did I lose myself? It's always about him nowadays, isn't it? What about Hannah Wright? What about Hannah Evans? I used to be my own woman, who made her own name, her own career, and her own decisions. Sure, I was already the social butterfly that I still am today, but it wasn't all empty, shallow gossip and sitting pretty. I was also lauded for my knowledge and talent. Finance manager wasn't just handed to me just because my father owned the company. I had insisted that I start at the bottom so I could work my way to the top and prove myself. And I did. I worked numbers, managed budgets, money and accounts, analyzing the competition and market trends. There was a calculation of financial risk, cost reduction opportunities, auditor liaison and public relations, supervision of staff, and... well, I generally had a huge slew of responsibilities. Admittedly, I was already quite the attention seeker even back then, having dedicated most of my youth craving for my parents' approval. Failing that, I turned to others, looking for praise from anyone who would give it, however fleeting it all was. And Luke, oh Luke, the way he looked at me, the way he watched me and took genuine interest. He had me disgustingly obsessed since day one, hasn't he? He saw me for me, Hannah Evans, with both my faults and my achievements. The man didn't treat me like some damsel in distress or some prize to be won. I remember the nights before we were married, where we talked about everything and anything. From big things like business, society, and philosophy, to little things such as what we had for breakfast or whether we like cats or dogs more. We both preferred dogs. Nowadays, I'm just Luke Wright's wife. It's mostly my fault, isn't it? No, Hannah, it's not your fault. They told me that husbands preferred wives who were docile and subordinate. A woman who'll always be there for him, yet would never outshine him in all aspects except beauty. A wife needs to be at home and attend to his needs, to have children and to take care of them in his absence. They said I have no business working anymore after I was married. I can blame society, but I listened. Before I can fall further into this introspective pit of self-loathing, someone calls for my attention.
The guests have arrived, madam.
Well, thank God.
And Luke.
Oh?
Running a bit late, I'm afraid.
As per usual, this is his fucking party.
Late for his own party. That man, I swear. He's probably looking to make a dramatic entrance, knowing him. Open the doors then. We mustn't tarry.
I hope all our friends are here. Cars line up the driveway, peppering the front of the mansion with vehicles of every kind. Grand tours, supercars, even the odd high-end muscle car or two. Convertibles, grand saloons, and other luxury cars can be seen being parked by the valets. A handful of cabs drive off, possibly for those who thought it's too troublesome to bring their own cars. There are at least 2 different media vans here as well. They're all here for what may be considered the biggest event of the year for Luxborn. So far, who knows what we'll plan for the winter holidays?
Welcome everyone.
Welcome to our death mansion, everyone!
Please make yourselves at home.
Some of the guests idle, enjoying the warm if not strange sunshine we're experiencing before gloomy skies inevitably return. They greet acquaintances and friends with warm smiles, others less so. From where I stand, I can see the hierarchy of power, the ties that bind these individuals here whether through convenience or necessity. However, there are few who are not here to further cement their current place in high society. Such as that young man with his oriental air, ignorant of the looks he receives from women and men alike. Ash, what the fuck are you doing at this mansion party?
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Man from the Orient. Or that rose-haired woman talking on her phone while she looks unsure of why she is here exactly.
Yes, I'm at the party already, Mom. Yes, I'll say hi to her if I can.
Why are our friends actually at the mansion? They're not even friends with Hannah though. Ah, whatever. I see Zachary, the photographer, as well. He talks to a few of the other media crew with an air of familiarity.
I was just here a few days ago, yeah. And the inside is huge, but the staff are pretty helpful if you get lost.
Right, Johans? And then there are people like the Chief Inspector. People who I can never be too sure about. People who stand on the border between being suspicious and being trustworthy.
Thank you for the invite, Anna.
We had no choice. We liked your wife.
Husband still missing, I see.
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee.
What a burn.
The doctors again.
She told me she'll just be in the gardens. Bet she's lying and that she's somewhere around mingling, gossiping with the other ladies. It's no offense, but that seems to be all you ladies do at these parties.
The same with men.
And aren't you gossiping right now?
Exactly.
Yes, well, what about Luke? Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
Well, if his body turns up, we know who to call. You're right here.
He's around.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing. Don't tell me, let me guess. He's finally drunken himself to death and not wanting a scandal, you've hidden his body. I was wanting to give this housewarming gift to him personally, too.
Are you gonna give him more alcohol?
It's a plate that holds a wine glass so he can stop killing himself with liquid lunches.
Great, an enabler.
Looks like it's too late for that.
Nothing like that. Besides, this is a hardly polite conversation.
Tell it to him, Hannah.
Oh, relax, I'm just trying to be cheeky to lighten the mood. It's not like I want Luke dead.
I do.
The man doesn't serve dodgy plonk like the others when I visit, and he pays his respects well enough. I could use a glass of wine or 3, actually. Michelle's been in a horrid mood. Threw her stilettos at me the other day and almost took an eye out. Not sure if this is how it usually goes, but I blame the pregnancy.
I wouldn't know, would I?
Still no plans for a baby?
Still no plans for a baby? Who would want to fuck Luke?
I guess that's for the best. If it's this bad now, I can't even imagine how bad it'll be when that little baby bump becomes huge.
Have I mentioned how I don't trust him, no matter how hard I try to do so? At least he brought a gift, I suppose.
Why don't you just go inside and have some wine, Lee?
Just being polite.
Think I will, thanks.
Now scurry on, you bastard. Greetings such as these carry on as the guests continue to trickle in. Whether we have short conversations or merely shake hands and nod heads, I make sure to attend and welcome each of them. As the first hour passes by, the rest of the stragglers and I adjourn to the ballroom. Any latecomers will have the attention of the porter instead. I have other duties to attend to now. We still have no idea why our friends are here, or where Isabel is. The last time we saw her, she was hiding from the ghost. Hosting parties is always the same old song and dance, no matter how big or small it is. You might make sure your guests are well fed, have good company, and have them generally enjoy themselves. So when my opening remarks are done, when the band has started to play and the guests have started eating, I find myself wandering around aimlessly unless I am pulled aside. For a while, I stay with a small group and entertain them before excusing myself. And when they're not anymore watching me, I end up watching them. When they don't listen, I do. A local banker is having trouble with his daughter. He wishes to marry her off, but she wants nothing more but to make music. One of our hotel managers worry about the stolen belongings of one of his patrons, a failing in security which should be brought up to higher authority soon. Our mayor, well, his cat died. Then there is that rose-haired woman once again. It is hard not to notice her with her distinctive locks. She has rose-colored hair because she's a main protagonist. She also lacks the grace that the other ladies have, though that does not make her any less beautiful. Her stance and the air she exudes instead are strong, and they make her stand out despite her casual attire. Many men have already given her their attention, though each invitation to dance has been turned down. I approach, intrigued, although it is no great mystery what occupies her own attention, with the glances she keeps sending towards the boy with the oriental hair. She remains unaware though, even as I stand beside her, pretending that I'm there for a drink.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
Seriously, I am not biting that Ash is the main boy. He is way too perfect to be a main protagonist. Perfect protagonists are boring as fuck.
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the parvenu, those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up. Quite the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
The boy comes over, but I do nothing to speak any softer. He merely passes by, and it is a wonder he doesn't hear what I say.
Who, Ash?
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down those offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time. I don't know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other.
Of course.
Is he your boyfriend then? Because that would explain those rejections.
Is he? In all my life, I've never seen a face grow red so fast. The shade of her hair did not help as well. This is the most pink I've seen on a person, really.
What? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
But you definitely want him to. Too bad we're gonna try to kill him by the end of the game.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed. Many here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
The look on your face says something different, though.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact.
Anna, are you drunk already?
Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
Probably both.
It's more the latter currently.
Just don't go murdering him on my property.
We have the ghost for that.
I don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
Is that some foreshadowing? That's definitely foreshadowing. I waver as I feel the burning of someone's stares. It is chilling, and though I am used to the enduring gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Okay. Hi there, you weren't invited to this party. My attention is pulled from the girl as I see the woman staring. Dark-haired and dirty, she looks more like a beggar than a guest, and I have half the mind to call the security at her when her mouth breaks into a grin. Okay, you're definitely not invited. Can you go away? Go away now, please. All I hear is her laughing. Taunting. Her stare makes my blood run cold. Wow, Hannah's really shocked. She looks at me like I'm nothing but a pig to slaughter for her amusement. It makes my hand shake and I nearly drop my drink. But then in a blink, she's gone, and the buzz of the party returns.
I'll keep that in mind, but are you alright?
Oh yeah, sure, we're starting to see the apparitions ourselves then, even more frequently than usual.
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the light.
Were the noises last night also the trick of the light?
Anyway, Honor right, as you must already know.
Rebecca Gales.
Gales.
The name is familiar, like a fond memory. I recall a kind lady, a private tutor who treated me like her own daughter when I was young. She'd even bring me food when there was no need to do so. Usually stovies, which I honestly hadn't been too keen about, though I ate them nonetheless because she brought them for me.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses!
Glasses? She had glasses? Where? Show me pictures!
And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A.
I wonder who that is.
What was it again? Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander.
The more I list off names, the more red and the more quiet Becky gets. She starts to look a bit miserable as her body language shows discomfort and stillness. Perhaps I have triggered a horrid childhood memory. Surely I hadn't been mean when she visited with her mother. I don't quite remember all of it.
Ashton! Ash! That man is that boy! The Same one.
Unfortunately.
Oh, goodness me, after all these years! I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
You don't really need to announce it to everyone within earshot, you know? Keep it down.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
A tad bit sad.
This is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky. Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
God damn it, don't say those kind of things in a horror story, it's so cliche.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales. And they are, sorta. I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best. If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
The truest thing you'll ever hear, everyone.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it.
A Nietzschean philosophy.
But what do I know?
There is a grimace, although she starts to relax around my presence. How long has it been since we met as children? Certainly a long time. She was tiny back then, if I recall correctly.
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about. But have you told him how you feel? And it's been what? 20 years?
Unfortunately, he has his eyes on a certain little Filipina girl.
17, actually. But no, not yet. He can be a bit dense.
Very.
I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
Well, that won't do.
The dense male protagonist. Where have we seen that before? That's not a character flaw though, so technically he's still perfect.
What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person. Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I? Whoever anyone ends up with, it's not going to be a perfect relationship anyway. There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans.
This conversation seems to mirror the one we had with Marianne a while ago.
It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then. I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids. And you were the first I told anyone about my... crush.
I do remember now that she mentions it. Did I give her that yellow summer dress or the pink blouse and petticoat? She must have kept some of what I said in mind. It feels ridiculous remembering all of that years later, talking about boys and how they go crazy for pretty girls, as if it's some gospel every woman should adhere to. It was so easy to say such things then, with me not knowing any better. Though, looking at her now, she must have kept some of what I said in mind. Perhaps I did say something good at that time, enough for her to take it to heart. But all that didn't matter in the moment as I mull over what she just said in my head. What Becky told me is very different from what Marianne told me. There is no time to ponder over that, however, as a hush descends upon the once lively crowd. The music of strings and the chatter slows to a grinding halt as the doors to the foyer opens. The last of the latecomers should have arrived moments ago, and anyone else this late would simply be too embarrassed to show their face. So this can only be one person, or rather one man. There's only one man who is audacious enough to arrive at his own party so late.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party?
Hello, you fuck.
I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
Unlike I, who was raised in the spotlight and simply grew used to his presence, he sought it out every chance he could, even when there was no spotlight that shone. And I'll never put it against him when he smiles like that. He did so quite brilliantly under the scrutiny when he channels his own showmanship. You can tell by the way people's eyes light up as he speaks. How they listen, enraptured, even if all he's doing is a simple greeting. A little wave of his hands here, a little smile there, and a bit of swagger. I always tell him that if he is not to be a businessman, he'll do well as an entertainer. I love this side of him, especially when he looks at me and he beckons me over to humbly share his place. Yeah, okay, biting on Luke already. Not a single second is wasted as I excuse myself from Becky's side and I make my way towards Luke.
Welcome one and all to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are all ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen, if you would excuse my presumptuousness. So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
Yay. Woo. Hooray. Go, Luke. There is a round of applause, cheers, and even some hoots. Guests approach us left and right to shake Luke's hand and greet him personally, praises on their lips. It is because of this that I do not see her. I do not see her until she is dangerously close, with fury in her eyes and she's already spitting venom. Johannes restrains her, taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. But that does little to deter her rage, and the man has no choice but to let her go, lest the unborn child is hurt. Although it might be too late for that, as I see an emptied glass of wine in her hand. How much is she imbibed in?
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle? Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you mother! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here!
What the fuck did Luke do again?
You bloody bastard standing there with your smarmy smile!
She interrupts me, jabbing her finger in my direction before she rounds on Luke. Even as whispers and murmurs break out among the guests, all I can focus on is the heat of the moment. Obviously intoxicated, judging by the smell of alcohol and her breath. I'm not ticked off about this little display of hers, at least not yet. But I am absolutely pissed by the fact that she'd endanger her own baby by drinking. There's a considerable amount of restraint and grace I must exercise while I wait for her tantrum to subside. I keep a patient if tight smile on my face. Luke's expression, on the other hand, is indecipherable.
Watch your tongue! You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
She's our friend, we invited her.
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir. What is even going on?
I'm just about to ask the same exact thing.
I don't know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself.
And don't hurt the baby.
I can't understand a word you're saying.
Where is that husband of yours?
E?
Lee! Collect your wife right now!
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here and you're not responsible, you ass!
Something tells me this all involves the baby. Let me guess. Let's spin the cliche wheel. What's that? It landed on. Luke was actually the one who impregnated Rochelle. Let's see what happens.
You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens!
Oh, okay, it was just that.
Excuse me. What is this nonsense you're going on about?
Crazy talk! That's all it is! Just completely and utterly mad! Has anyone seen the Chief Inspector?
I am pregnant with your little bastard! You promised me you'll take responsibility.
Ding ding ding, we have a correct answer. Predicted that story like the cliched way it played out.
God damn it, Luke! I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me!
What? What?
What do you mean you're pregnant with? Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman!
Yeah, I believe Rochelle.
Security! Johannes, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
No, you do not do this to me! I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours. Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby?
She does, she really does.
Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
She can, she's so motherly. Don't talk about our waifu like that, you bitch. It is now that Johannes returns with security along with the concerned-looking Officer Lee. They surround her and move to escort the hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, and I feel nothing but pity for the man.
I'm so sorry for her behavior. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol.
You know, Luke's very much an asshole that this would definitely be in his nature.
Talking nonsense, that's all it is. You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
That's right. Damage control, damage control. Is there really nothing here but the ramblings of a drunk? Yes, that's right. There's no way that what Rochelle says is the truth. What she says doesn't match up. Well, there's a DNA test. I know, Luke. If such a scandalous meeting are to be arranged, he won't do it in such an exposed place, especially not near his precious flowers. And he definitely won't promise responsibility over a child unless it can be helped. Besides, Luke will never... He will never go as far as to sleep with another woman, right? Okay, fine, who am I kidding? If I am to be completely honest with myself, he might cheat. With a bit of temptation and a bit of alcohol, he just might. And doesn't that just make my blood boil, to even think of the slightest possibility of infidelity? Luke isn't too far off when he told me how Luke still acted like some young, hotshot bachelor. It starts to make me think. Perhaps a break is needed. I need to work for my happy ending. Yeah, we need to take a break from Luke. Maybe Marianne had a point. If I am frustrated, if I am unhappy, maybe a break is needed. Some time apart might be just what the doctor ordered. Time apart to clear our heads and to think for ourselves, or for myself to be exact. Because looking at this mess before me just brings me nothing but distress. I feel a bit nauseous actually, now that I think about it. Luke's too busy making a scene to notice, and a concerned Becky pulls me to the side. She looks as disturbed as I am by this sudden turn of events, probably not a big fan of drama. Definitely not used to it at any rate. Not surprising, as her parents were lovely yet simple people.
Hey, I figured you could use the save. You looked like you weren't doing too hot back there. Do we need to call a doctor or something?
Oh no, I'll just be needing some fresh air, that's all. Some help getting out of here would be much appreciated.
Maybe also a divorce.
Sure, that won't be a problem. I wanted to get away from this drama too anyway. Just... Hey, Zachary! Hey, Zach!
Yes, Zach, come over, please. At the mention of his name, I can't help but seek him out in the crowd as he makes his way over. They know each other?
Becca, this is a real oh, hey, Miss Wright.
Hello, Zachary. If I am to assign a random number to dictate the odds of having two of my acquaintances know each other, I'll say the odds are 1 out of 1,000. And if this is any other situation, I would have been suspicious. It isn't completely impossible to have two random strangers who I've met on separate occasions to know each other in what will be complete random happenstance. It's just that it's been faked before, to try to dupe me because of who I am and who I'm married to. But right now, coincidence or not, I'm just grateful for the help. As long as this doesn't turn out to be a kidnapping anyway.
Hello, Zachary. I told you to call me Hannah. Did I not?
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did.
So this is what you called me for. We gonna get Hannah out of here?
I can see that they're friends. Not terribly close ones, but friends nonetheless.
That'd be great.
They make quick work of getting us through the crowd. The people part because of Zachary's broad build, even if they want to approach me. If that isn't enough, Becky's pointed glares keeps them at bay. We're making new friends! Yes, we're safe with our new friends, Hannah! We even make it out of the ballroom without any untoward incident. Though judging by the commotion in the other room, the same cannot be said about the unexpected eviction. I really do need the fresh air. I need to be away from those nosy Parkers. I need to be away from Luke. This is a good start as any.
Hey, I gotta go back in there. Completely forgot my bag like an airhead, and I'll see if I can tag Ash on the way out. You'll be fine here, right, Hannah?
Please don't leave us alone in this dark corridor.
Not to worry, dearie. I'll just be right here.
Please do not leave us alone here.
Zach will be with you if you need anything.
Oh god, thank god. Becky balks at the idea of going back into the ballroom. Anyone who hasn't yet would have realized I'm gone by now. And those busybodies will be gossiping about how I left the building with two unknowns. Along with what just happened, stories both inaccurate and made up will be spread by the night's end. It all matters very little in the grand scheme of things, of course. I won't even bother to try to quell them by returning to the fray. That leaves me with...
Zachary?
Zachary?
Yeah, you need something?
I was only going to say how nice it is to see you again.
And how nice it is that we're not alone in this fucking creepy hallway.
Oh, okay.
I can see the tension in the line of his shoulders. Odd how awkward he is when this isn't our first meeting. We had met on professional terms, certainly, but I'd like to think I was friendly. Nonetheless, I do not push the issue about the apparent discomfort when we were left alone. Not right away at any rate. I know my curiosity will get the better of me soon. Before I can say anything, however, he speaks up.
You okay there, Hannah?
No, we're not okay.
I mean, of course you're not okay after what happened in there. I mean, that was terrible. But you're not gonna just fall down and faint or anything, right?
No, what woman would you think our waifu is? She's a strong woman.
I'm fine. Thank you for your concern.
A beat.
I should be asking you the same thing. I remember you being a lot more eloquent.
Oh yeah, I'm just not too good with staying too long in a crowded room. Or handling intense drama, you know? Sorry about my clothes, didn't think there'd be a dress code. Not that I have anything that nice to wear to a shindig like this.
Or maybe it's cheaper on the budget to not draw them in different costumes. Well, whatever.
I dig nice, small, simple parties, so this is a real doozy for me.
And do you host your own nice, small, and simple parties often?
Only when there's occasion, birthdays and stuff. Those are a lot more fun for me, and I can be a lot more selective about letting only the people I'm cool with attend, right? I get to pick the food too. Of course, I make most of them myself. There's usually a dozen people or less, and all we really do is just hang out. Maybe do some grilling, karaoke, dancing, the usual.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. You sure you're alright? You aren't exactly being eloquent yourself, as you put it. You must have something you want to get off your chest.
A whole lot of things.
I don't know, Zachary. What am I supposed to say?
Our husband is a cheating motherfucker?
You can scream married if you want. I won't snitch.
You want to know what I think? How I feel? I think my friend may have slept with my husband. At least, I'm pretty sure she isn't pregnant with his baby, which isn't much now, is it? My husband is a selfish, pretentious, bloody sack of shite, and ugh! You know what? I don't give a flying fuck anymore! My God!
You go, Hannah!
Well, that ain't good. Not giving a crap won't make the problem go away.
I'm going to ask him for a break, Zachary.
A wonderful break.
I'm not going to pretend that there isn't a problem, but I just need to step back.
Fair enough. As long as you don't just up and disappear on him, I suppose.
Yes. Now can we please stop talking about him?
We've had enough of Luke for one night.
Tell me more about your small, simple parties.
Yes, Zach, tell us more about yourself.
Karaoke and dancing. How does that even go together?
Simple, really. We hope Ash doesn't take the mic, put on a bit of fun music, and just dance. Not that I can't. But there ain't nothing complex about it.
You can't be that bad.
Are they gonna slow dance right now?
I'm pretty good with the twist. Or that's what they tell me, at least. I think they're just being nice. I'm sure it just looks awkward.
Prove it. Oh my... It's incredibly cliche that we predicted it again, but whatever, let's respond by proving it.
I've learned that men tend to exaggerate. You can't honestly be that bad, can you?
What? Do you need a demonstration?
That would be preferable, yes.
It's not like there's music here, Hannah. Come on. I can barely dance with music, and I don't want to be dancing alone. I'll just look silly.
You won't be dancing alone.
Imagine, mon ami. You are an artiste, are you not? With your photos and films and your guitar. You must know notes to play an instrument. Find a melody and a beat. Would it be such a stretch of the imagination? And don't fret, I will gladly be your partner.
Yes! Yes! The ship is sailing! I can tell by his expression that he's flushed, embarrassed. But no more protests escape him and he focuses with a slight tilt of his head. Then he starts to hum a little tune. I drag him into the gardens while we go through the motions and he gains courage the farther we are from other people. And we just dance. Though he stumbles at first, unsure and bashful.
Where did you even learn to dance, Zach? The 60s want their moves back, honestly.
The ship is sailing! The ship is sailing!
College of two left feet, obviously. And I'll have you know the twist is still an awesome dance.
We're happy and we're having fun. Even if Zachary fumbles with his steps and did the funniest, oddest movements that anyone could pass off as dancing. There is no need to impress anyone, however, not even each other. And this is the most I've smiled and laughed in a long time. It is simple. Simple is nice. What? The ship sailed! The ship sailed! The ship is sailing! The ship is sailing! Oh my god! The ghost may have appeared at our party, Luke may have been found out as a cheating motherfucker, but Zach and Hannah are finally getting together. Or at least the motions of it are following through. I'm so excited! Let's keep them all alive until the very end, everyone. But until then, my name is Nez and thanks for watching this episode of The Letter. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe so we could grow our channel together. See you all next time. Bye everyone!